Boys, it's a long awaited video you've all been waiting for. Yeah, sorry it took so long. No, it wasn't because sites are trying to pay me off. And no, it's not because I'm full of shit and I have nothing to expose. It's because I've been at the gym most of the days and playing Rust, so sorry I have a life. My bad. I'm going to be breaking this video down into 6 easy categories. We're going to start with fake money and unlimited reloads. We're going to go on to scam sites, skin manipulation, underage gambling, website tax and house edge, and finish up with website wars. So I'll put a time bar at the bottom, and if you want to skip, just skip them, I guess. If you dislike this video, then dislike the video, I guess, and leave me a nasty comment down below. I don't give a shit. And if you like the video, leave me a thumbs up, and don't leave me a nasty comment, leave me a nice comment. I don't really give a shit. We get so much hate on this video, I can't wait. My brand new snapbacks and hats lines have come out. The Chad looks absolutely amazing, embroidered on a hat. Comes in multiple different colours. And we'll be adding more styles in the future, but now we've just got the custom big grin with alien red on a black casino coin. Check it out, top link, help support me and get yourself some cool merch. So we're going to kick it off with section 1, which is fake money and unlimited reloads. What do I mean by fake money? Well, fake money is what it seems, monopoly money. It's money that they haven't. There's sponsorships. All content creators will get sponsorships. 99%, every one of them gets sponsorship. Bread, me, we all got sponsorships. I took my deals in crypto. So I'd if they want to buy TikToks, YouTube, blah, 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 I'd take a certain amount of money for a certain amount of videos, and then I deposited what I wanted. That was a risk for me because it meant that if I lost and I didn't get a good video, I had to redeposit. But I chose that because then the money I was gambling was real and it had risk. And that's how I chose to. Other content creators, I'm not going to name anyone. I'm going to blur all screenshots because I don't want you to send hate. Don't go spread hate. Just don't. It's just stupid. Don't send hate. Don't go start messaging content creators going, you're a bunch of wankers. Yeah, just don't. It's just pointless. Some content creators choose to take monopoly money. I don't know if it's because they haven't got money, I don't know if it's because it's easier, or I don't know if it's because the site pushes to. I know this happens on pretty much every site. Rusty Pot and Rust Chance don't sponsor anyone. Rust Chance sponsored me and Rusty Pot have, but that wasn't fake money once again. I do know of a few sites that give monopoly money. And they give it to people with less than 1,000 subs, sometimes 2,000 and such and such and such. What I mean, they'll give them balance to record a video. Sometimes they let them keep 10%, 20%, 30%, so on and so on, sometimes nothing at all. And it means it has no risk. And oftentimes they'll give them reloads. What do I mean by reload? This happens on a lot of sites, and I've been offered it myself, and I've never accepted a reload or a fake money thing. Reloads are where they'll give you some money to stream on a site or to do a video. And if you lose really quickly or your video isn't good, they'll keep giving you money until you get a video. It happens very, very often on live streams, content creators on Rustic, and Howl as well. And personally, I'm a big disagreement with fake money and all the rest of it. Especially the problem I have with it in the Rust gambling industry is no one tells them. If you told me that this money was not only sponsored, but it was fake money and you only got to keep 20%, I'd be more alright with it. If you'd be like, Bandit Camp have given me $1,000, but I can only keep 10%. I'm alright with that. But when you're just gambling and it kind of feels sneaky and deceitful. And I'm not the only person who's thought of it, who said this. It's the same with things. I will show you some screenshots right here, of examples of fake money and reloads that I've been offered myself and what people have spoke about. It's just stupid. If you're ever wondering if any of my money's fake, I do have a Discord channel called #NoFakeMoney where I've shown my deposits and withdrawals for every single one. I encourage any Rust content gambling creator to show their withdrawals and deposits and be 100% transparent, because this Rust gambling industry is getting really, really dodgy and scammy, and it's not going to end well. It really isn't. Let's move on now to scam sites. What do I mean by a scam site? Well, obviously, it's a site that scams you with your Rust skins. And believe it or not, people get scammed every single day for a lot of skins and a lot of money. I'll break it down what a scam site is. Are you guys thinking, oh, you lose on a website, it's a scam? No, like Rusty Pop, most of these gambling sites are out here, the big ones, and if I've ever done a video, it isn't a scam site. It might have, you know, very favourable odds and stuff like that, but you can deposit and you can withdraw and you can win, even though if the chances might be tiny. But what I mean by scam, there's two different types of scams. There's a straight up one, like I've shown in this video right here, over 2 years ago, that just rotates names and keeps changing but stays the same graphic. Usually using pictures like, unfortunately one of my members in Discord got scammed, as you can see right here. Sorry to hear it, but happens. They use my name and other content creators' names on the site, so people go, oh, SebKnowsBest is playing here, I'll play here. And it's not. And there's so many that it's unbelievable. And what they do is they allow you to deposit, they'll let you win over and over again. And then when you go to withdraw, you have to be level 10. And you can never get to level 10, you'll lose it all before you get to 10, and you'll never be able to withdraw. There's no withdrawal feature on the site. You can deposit, but never withdraw and withdraw. They often poach you from Steam, like, come on this site, I've been winning big. Come on this site, I bet you win big. And then you'll just lose everything and you can never withdraw. Sadly, it's a scam. Then we'll move on to the other type of scam. This is a bit more of a weird issue. There's been multiples of this site in the past. Rusty Place, Platinum Rust, fuck, there's so many that it's just going to take a year to name them all. Rust Stop, Rust Ignite, exit scams. What do I mean by an exit scam? Well, they'll run and operate a site like normal, and they'll keep it running normal. But here's where it gets interesting. After a week or two of having the site up and running, their withdrawal shop will either be locked or emptied. So what do I mean by that? So I mean, the site will allow you to deposit your Rust skins and play the game modes, but they'll either turn the withdraw function off or they'll just empty the shop. So they're allowing you to deposit, but not. And they'll run it until there's nothing left in the tank and then just run off with the skins. Exit scam. Simple as that. Happens a lot of times, and a lot of sites will do it. People will be left on site with a lot of money and they can't ever withdraw it. And they've deposited their skins, but they can never withdraw. And that's the exit scam. And it happens all the time, and it's sad to see, and happens with sites that start legit. They'll lose a lot of money from like someone winning big and they can't afford it anymore. This is what happened with Platinum Rust. Platinum Rust, I like the site, it was a good site. But the owner ran out of money and then he just turned the withdrawals off and took as much cash as he can, ran away. Even tried charging me back on the way out, as you can see right here. Actually, I'll just scatter all these. Yeah. He tried to charge me back on PayPal when I had like screenshots and shit. He didn't win. It did really piss me off because it was Christmas Eve when he charged me back and my PayPal got locked. So what happens on PayPal is if you get a charge back, they'll lock your PayPal and lock your funds. So you can't like use your funds. And then yeah, they locked my PayPal on Christmas Eve. That was fun. Yeah. But yeah, that's scam sites. Listen, when it comes to scam sites, easy way to avoid it is don't gamble. Yeah. Or just gamble. I don't want to promote gambling, so I'm not even going to tell you just don't gamble. And if you are going to gamble, I guess, I don't know, play a legit site that I've played on and I've streamed. You know, at least then you know you're not getting scammed. That's simple as that. And I'm sorry to all those that get scammed, but shit, I don't gamble, so why would I suddenly be gambling with a different logo on a weird site when I've just said I've stopped gambling? Do you know what isn't a scam though? Skin Cashier, today's video sponsor. Thank you, Skin Cashier, for sponsoring today's video.
Mate. Hey man, what's taking so long? Doing my best, just relax. Alright, your change is too not. What the?
Up next, I have an interview with two guests, and these guests aren't just anyone. They are the people behind the sites. They're the Rust gambling site developers who worked on such sites as Rusty Saloon, Rust Clash, Rust Ignite, and many more. And I'm going to be asking them questions and seeing what information I can get out of them. Yeah, all right.
Okay.
So I'm just going to explain real quick before we start. I've got a few questions for you guys. You can answer any question. You can say no, you don't want to answer, or yes, you want to answer. That is totally your choice. Yeah, if you don't want to answer the question, just say I don't want to answer it,
Okay.
or you don't have an answer to it, then that's fine. That's your thing. So for the people who are watching, this is two Rust gaming developers. They both work for sites. Obviously, we don't need to name them. And I'm asking their opinions on these questions so that you guys can find out bit more truth. It's all right, just me saying something compared to these. So whenever you guys are ready, I'll jump into it.
No, I'm good to go.
Okay, the first question.
I think we're set.
The first question I've got for you guys: can gambling sites give YouTubers bigger wins? Because most of us at home have seen YouTubers get insane wins and think, is the site rigging it for them? Is it possible that gambling sites can give YouTuber bigger wins?
I think Win might disagree with me here, but I think it really depends on the game mode and also depends on the website owners. But short answer is yes.
It is possible.
But yeah, it's possible. I think it comes down to whether the owner will do it or not.
But it's fully possible for these Rust gambling sites. All right. But it comes down to the moral issue of would they do it?
That if it's a house game.
What was that, Win?
Well, I mean, also the thing is, you're not gonna have a YouTuber upload a video with like a bad win. You're just gonna keep giving the balance until they get the clip they want, and the same thing with the YouTuber wants. Usually.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, some YouTubers obviously don't do the fake stuff, but like I know you always self-depot, but I mean, we all know some YouTubers that somehow always have some big win,
Yeah, that's just come out of nowhere. No deposit, no withdrawal shown. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I left, to be honest. It's kind of stupid that there's no transparency anymore, and this is what this video is going to be addressing: transparency. I don't care if it's going to burn every bridge possible. I'm okay with that. Then that's fine. If they've got nothing to hide and everything's clean, then they won't have anything to worry about, will they?
Yeah, I'm gonna jump on what Win said there. I think the most common thing you will see is actually what he said, where it's mainly YouTubers getting refills and refills, where they just keep going until they get like a big win because they just don't post losses.
Yeah, because
really bad for people's mental health.
Yeah, they don't need to depot their own money. It's not their own real money. It's just they can just keep giving them on-site balance for more skins to record. And I've seen this firsthand. I have chose not to target YouTubers because I'm not a hate stan. I don't want to send hate viewers over. All I'll say on this issue is, if you should think about whether you're seeing their deposits and withdrawals, and if you're not, then ask them. And if they can't show it, then you've answered your own question. Because I've called out many of people in the past for not showing withdrawals and deposits compared to me, who could show, and I have shown my deposits and withdrawal history for the entirety of my channel. And like this fake money and monopoly money stuff has annoyed me for a while, to the point I chose to just walk away. Because I'm competing against YouTubers who get unlimited refills and unlimited things compared to my actual raw crypto deposits that I show on stream and show on videos. Which is kind of sad. But we'll move on to the next question, which is going to be a bit of a controversial issue. What is house edge on Rust gambling sites?
Yeah, so on average, I'd say the average Rust case is about 8%, but this also doesn't even account for your deposit and
yeah, I've shown that in the earlier during the video that most sites charge on average 11% before you even put a bet in. So that 11% is what I found on Rusty Saloon, 9.9% on Rust Clash. I think Howell had 12%.
Dude, that is highway robbery.
Yeah, well, if you add it into this is what the really thing that's upsetting me. Total on a bet on Howell, Rust Clash, and most of these sites, it's 25%. So Howell, for example, 13% tax is their max tax, as well as 12% on withdraw. So that's 25%. On Rust Clash, 10%, and then another 11% on the Eye of Dragon case you showed. It was 11% house edge, and then you've got the 10% on withdraw. So that's 22% house edge.
I even have gone as far as looking at like the Wheel of Fortune, for example, the 50x wheel. the if you guys actually want your lowest chance, which even compared to blackjack, which you were saying was down to 0.5%. If you
Yeah.
do for bandit cap specifically, I've done the math. 1x or the 2x, 3x, and or the 1, 3, and 5 are 4% house edge. But then you go to the 21x and you're up to, I think it's like 12 or 16% house edge.
Really?
Yeah, overall, if you add them all up, it's 8%. But if you want your best odds and you're just trying to, I mean, you're trying to have fun, 1, 3, and 5 are your best.
Alright.
That's-
So, but on average, you're saying that across the board, it's around 10, 11%. House edge.
Yeah,
We're not
yeah.
talking tactical
Once-
commission, house edge.
Yeah.
Damn, that is and if you're including shot prices, which is like I say on average 10%, again, you're looking at about 20% before tax off the site, which is absolutely ridiculous.
I think the more ridiculous thing is the fact that it's like sites that have coins in it. Because if you look at like skins, you know, if you put 2 love attacks, you're not going to get any skins from the site because you know, like you can't sell 10-cent skins. You know,
Yeah,
I think, but like coin sites, it's kind of ridiculous to have tax that high.
it's such a stupid tax. Because when I first started over 3 years ago, and I watched that first ever Surge video with that Rusty Pot advert, and I first got my first gambling session on Rusty Pot, it was 5%, and it was player versus player. And we've gone so far with the house edge and so greedy with the house edge, where we're looking at 22% tax, 22% from 5.
I mean, I remember when Rust cases even first came out, they were called out because they tried getting away with, I think, like up to 30% house edge. I remember me and a few other owners calling them out, and it's just like, how greedy can you get, you know?
Yeah, like that we've gone from 5% tax on some. So on average, if you did one single item versus one single item, they never take anything. And now it's gone all the way up to like I say, 30%, and it's just ridiculous. We'll move on to the next one. Do you believe, it's sort of ties into the last one, do you believe some gambling sites are scamming their users with unfair odds?
Absolutely.
Christian, I guess you go ahead if you have something in mind.
No, I'm just saying absolutely. I think that I mean just off the house edge, I feel like they're just unfair. That house just has so many unfair
think
advantages towards the user. It's just
misleading.
not. Yeah, it's very misleading. I think that's a better term.
Yes.
Giving
In
the
that sense,
users
it's a scam.
the belief that they've got a fair chance at winning when in probability
Yes,
they don't.
I will constantly see in chat people be like, "Oh, this case is such a payer," or if you do 2v2 instead of 1v1, like you're gonna pay out so much better. But what people don't understand is it's the same house edge no matter what you do. Like you may think this case is better than that case, but statistically it is the exact same. Although sometimes they'll have the higher priced cases have higher house edges, but generally it's the same exact same exact stats. Like it's misleading, but or when you double down, like people think, oh, I like they try to bait you with the double down. That's a constant thing I see.
Mhm.
But the thing is, they want you to do that because
They've got more
the more
chance
you
of
bet.
winning. Yeah, they've got more chance of
Yep.
getting their money back. We'll go on to the next one. Are you aware of Rust gambling site owners that are exploiting Rust skins for their own profit? Are you aware of this? I don't know if you've seen it firsthand. Are you aware of this being a thing? It will be coming out in this video with solid proof. Are you aware of this happening?
Yes, I have seen. I know back when I worked on Clash, Hobbs was working with the Bad Santa satchel, I believe. Tried pumping that. And also site owners, when a item price will get manipulated, sometimes they'll have a hand in it, and they'll try to just drop it on some other site. I think Desert Boots are an example of what just happened to what was that? Rusty?
Yeah, for 9,000. That's also being shown in this video as well. On that section, it's called Website Wars, and it's showing like the wars between websites that people don't see. Website Wars, and I've been a lot into that one. Yeah. We'll move on to the next one. This is going to be a very, very controversial issue. Do you believe that site owners are okay with underage gambling? Because I've seen plenty of proof firsthand that site owners turn a blind eye to it. They must know they know it exists, but do you think they're okay with it? They're just like, all right, whatever. If they're underage gambling, they're underage gambling.
Are we talking
I
about the
think
average owner or all owners?
Well,
Because
well, most of them. I only believe I only
yeah.
know one off the top of my head that if I said, "Yo, this dude's underage," he'd ban him straight away. Or if he
I
found out,
mean,
it'd be
off.
best straight away. Others, maybe two that I think they've got morals. I think rest of them have been corrupted and don't give a shit anymore.
I mean, off the top of my head, I think I was saying to you. I mean, I don't know if you want to bleep his name, but Green Bean or whatever. I
That's
know
a
he's
question
underage.
coming up. Yeah, yeah, that was literally the next question after
Okay.
this.
Should I
Yeah.
should I should I
No,
wait
no,
on
it's,
that
it's, it's
or
all right. Sorry, we'll jump straight
okay.
onto that one. So you're both aware, and you
But
did.
yeah, I know he won like 100 grand or plus on Hype Drop, and
Well,
he goes on to Rust Clash and some other sites, and they're aware he's underage, and he's betting tens of thousands, and they know he's underage, and they just don't ban him.
well, these are the next two questions I was jumping in. We'll just jump straight into them. Are you aware of a child called Beads and him gambling over what was it, 250,000 on Rust Clash?
Oh shit! No, I didn't realize it was that much. Holy shit!
Yes, the total wager on his session was 250,000 US dollars on his wagering sessions. Was you aware of him? And was you aware
Yes, I
also of him
also
being a child and openly admitting it to Rust Clash staff without getting a ban?
that's fucked.
I also heard a rumor that he won big at one point and that they locked his withdrawal, and someone I know had to make a ticket for him in the Discord
Well,
and get
yeah,
his account unlocked so he could
yeah,
withdraw.
I swear you've got my screen and you can see the questions because that's the next one. We'll go straight on to that one then, shall we? Do site owners lie about their bots being banned when users have won big to make their users lose their balance?
Um, as the developer on these sites, I've literally been requested to make a withdrawal ban. So what it does is it just tells the user, hey, trade error, whatever. It's not specific. It'll just show the same error as if they were actually down, so you don't know the difference. Or sometimes they're slightly off. Like if you coded it, you can notice.
Because there's ability to turn the bots on, off and on, right? So
Yeah,
it's more
they
than
can just
possible. Do you
in
think
individual accounts.
do you think it's possible? I know it's possible, and I know it's happened because obviously I know the back end to some of them like you do. It's more than possible.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that some site owners are doing that? That they've seen someone win big and go, right, I'm going to turn the bots off or say the banned and watch them lose. Because gamblers are gamblers. They're gonna while they can't withdraw, they're just gonna lose, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, firsthand. Also, when I've been on a team, the shop has been cleaned, and they're like, "Hey, does so and so still have balance?" They said yes, and they're like, "Oh, guess I'm gonna spend another hour at the gym," and it's just kind of funny. And then
They won't
hour goes
restock
by.
because they'll know they're gonna get
Yep.
hit.
Yep. And then they'll just ask an hour later in the group Discord, "Hey, have they lost their balance yet?" And then they'll just keep asking, and then all of a sudden, "Hey, I'm out of balance. The shop's restocked. What do you know?" Like, it's very easy to put two and two together if you're that person afterwards. And I'm sure people that have been in that situation have seen that happen.
Christian, I know you've worked with a site that's now closed due to bankruptcy for the second time. Was you aware of the? I don't. I'll say who it is. Rust Ignite or Rust Stop. Did you see that firsthand with that site? Was that a similar sort of thing where they wouldn't restock until someone had the
I
money?
wasn't there that long actually. I was only there the first 2 weeks, and I won't go too much in depth because I tried to leave the situation behind. But I can't speak on if they have done that. I have heard stories of Carrot banning people.
That had
But
yeah,
as
that
far
had
as I
it.
know, he's a terrible person, so I wouldn't put it past him. But
Well, the issue with him right now is I will be declaring in this video that him and his sites were scams because he's done the same thing twice with a rebrand and a rename change. Rust Ignite went bankrupt and left people with on-site balance when they closed the site and didn't pay them out. I've got people firsthand that have shown me proof of that and proof that they refused to pay him and said that he didn't have the money to. Rebranded, and he's done the same again. Twice he's done the same thing.
I can't speak on the shop part, like I said, but I can speak on. I know whenever he rebranded as Rust OP, he did actually not have Peruli Fair, and I don't think he did for like. I
Yeah.
don't know if he actually added it. I never saw. I know he
No,
claimed he
he
was,
didn't.
but yeah, he never added Peruli Fair.
I actually made an announcement because on the coin flips and the jackpots, he didn't have the hash displayed before the game happened, so you couldn't compare that the game actually was fair. And I brought this to him in the DMs, and he just blocked me. He just was not having it. And I know you just said that people had balance on Rust Ignite before it shut down, and I
It
know they
was
had these
over.
raffles too.
It was over 3,500 US
Yeah, and
dollars.
I'm
Was
looking at
the
this.
for Rust Ignite? That was that. I haven't collected all the data on Rust Op yet, which is the same, obviously. But I know
Well,
two
they have
high rollers in my DMs this morning that said that they've been left with over 750 in balance and are gonna keep annoying him until he gets it and wants me to speak on it. That's why we'll be speaking
Well, I'm
on it.
looking at this fire jacket raffle right now. That's worth $400. There's 40 out of 100 tickets done. So there's been $200 put in that. People are just waiting, and is that going to get paid out? You
No,
know, like
there's yeah, that's the thing. He's just going to run away from it again, and this is why that's the definition of an exit scam, in my opinion. Some sites may not be a scam in the fact that the scammer users are not paying out, but more in the fact that they'll let people run up balances without a shop and then just close the site, which is a big thing in the scamming world. There's multiple different ways you can scam someone, but I believe that Rust OP and Rust Ignite on these grounds are exit scamming. They're letting people build up balances and then just closing the site, rebranding and re-going again. Wouldn't that be the definition of an exit scam?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like closing a credit card and then just opening another one, and you know, you can't do that. You know, you still have that debt. I don't know, because so like I was saying earlier, so on these games, the winning seed is obviously unhashed on the back end. So when I first heard this, my conspiracy was that it was faked, because all these site owners know what the result of roulette or upgrader or basically any house game, they basically know what the result is going to be. And I thought it was going to be faked, but that's actually worse. So
Yeah, it was very very shush under the rug sort of thing, and obviously Rush Reaper's owned by a big casino and wanted to shush it. But this is one of the biggest things with underage gambling. That this lad just gambled, won 56,000 US dollars. The fact he was able to gamble that amount of money. Same with the beads, gambling, wagering over 250,000 real US dollars. Is scary to think of, and it's scary. It's one of the reasons I'm glad I walked away and decided to go some different channel with mine. And it's just scary to me. To finish up, have you got anything you want to say to the viewers at home? Any advice? Anything you think they should know? The floor is yours. You want to go first, Christian? Is there anything you want to?
Just don't gamble. Honestly, it's especially people that are underage. If you're watching this, the best thing you can do is not gamble. And if you do need help, there are sources out there like Be Gamble Aware. And if you are of age and you do want to gamble, just make sure you set limits for yourself. Don't go over that limit. Only do it for fun. Don't think you're going to make money. And as you can tell by this video, house edge is super insane usually. So just don't go into it thinking you're going to win anything if you do end up gambling.
Yeah, I agree. And on that, I do in my Discord, all my staff are trained for gambling support and addiction. And if you need help, please reach out to us in a ticket and speak to people who have gone through gambling. Two of my staff are recovering gambling addicts, including myself, and get help and support from people you need if you need it. Winjay, have you got anything to say before we finish up? Have you got any advice for the viewers? Anything you should know?
I think you guys said pretty well. Like house edge, you guys just need to remember the house always wins. Like it's like something you always hear, but you really need to understand. Like it doesn't matter what you do, you are going to lose in the end. If you are up, that up is eventually going to go down. There's a reason these sites can do all these giveaways. They do all this. It's because they make a shit ton of money from your wallets. Like just remember, it's basically them just stealing your money. But I don't know. That's pretty much it. Just be safe. Like Christian said, there's plenty of sources out there. Yeah.
Well, thank you both for answering my questions, and thank you both for being honest and speaking about this. I hope you the best in your endeavors, and on behalf of my viewers, thank you for being open and honest about something that's been in the dark for a while, and thank you for giving some light to the darkness, as to speak.
Yeah, of course. And I know, I don't know if I'm going to speak for Christian, but I'm sure both of our DMs are always open. I'm sure like Seb's Discord, his staff, if you have any questions, if you want to know something specifically, you guys can reach out to me if you guys want, or you know, if you have any questions, just let us know.
Yeah, same goes for me.
Thank you both so much. Next up is market manipulation. I will openly admit before we jump in, I have market manipulated. I even made a video on it. But in my video, I was very open and honest. And I didn't do it to try and become rich. I did it just to show it. I thought it'd be a cool video. And to be fair, it was a cool video. Like, I turned a 70-cent skin into, you know, I think it sold at one point for like $70. It was stupid. I can't remember it a while ago. It's up here. It's about here. And there's a link there if you want to click it as well, if you want to watch it. Yeah, it was a big one. It was a bad Santa satchel. But I didn't tell you about two people who were involved in it. It wasn't just me. And two people have kept their names shut. And yeah, one of them's a very big YouTuber, and one of them's a site owner. And a bigger YouTuber than me, like 10 times my size. It was kind of scuffed. And yeah, I got invited, and then they were like, yo, we want to market manipulate this skin and all the rest of it. And I was like, okay, because I could buy them all and I could get them all pretty easy. And then they wanted to ramp them up. I didn't dump them on Steam. I didn't want to rob actual people. Instead, I just rob traded. Oh, surprised I've been bad off Trading for that. Yeah, I waited till... So let me explain how it works. Because you're probably like, what the fuck are you on about, mate? And I'll explain. So market manipulation happens every single day, in Rust skins especially. What happens is people will find a skin. Could be any skin. It doesn't really matter. And they'll get this skin, and they'll decide they want to make it more expensive. And how you do this is, first step, you got to buy all of them. You got to buy all of them, or pretty much 99% of them, or enough so you can manipulate. The smaller amount, the harder it is to manipulate. You got to buy as many as you can. The second thing you need to do is then you need to influx the price. If it's a rare skin, then and there isn't many of them, then it's easier to do. If it's an ugly skin and no one uses it, it's a bit harder to do. I did it with a 60-cent satchel to prove that I could make it really expensive, and I did. What they'll do though is, if they can't get people to buy it by being a YouTuber, like that happened in this case, as you can see by screenshots here and here, with the names blurred and logos blurred, because I don't want to start no drama. Really wanted to say their names, but I'll just keep my mouth shut. Is they'll get multiple Steam accounts or multiple friends to then get this rare skin and put in a buy order for it at a really, really high price. And then they'll go on and they'll sell it to their friend for 27. So let's say, for example, I take this skin here and I bought it for 70 cents. There's none selling on the Steam market. I then go over to here and I put in a buy order on Steam to then make the price $70. The last item was sold for $70. You can't do it once. You've got to do it multiple times. You've got to keep selling these skins from one account to another at that price. Yeah, you got to do it. The only thing you're losing is a little bit of tax from Steam. And what this does is ramp the price up. These gambling sites use Steam API to do market prices. So they know what price to set their skins at. That's what they do. And it's simple as this. They'll use the Steam API and they'll go, okay, last 10 sold, last 50 sold, whatever, was sold at $78. That's the new price for it. Then they go onto the site, they deposit this skin that's now worth $78 or whatever, and withdraw what they want. That's an actual real price. Boom, they've just turned a skin that was 70 cents into $70. I'm simplifying it a bit, but that's how it works. And it happens every day across sites. It happens with tons of different skins. And sites get trade abused all the time. Sometimes you'll go into shops and gambling sites and you'll see they have like 150 or they have 5,000. It happened with Desert Raider boots. But I'm saving that juicy bit of fun for Website Wars at the end. You'll like that. Website Wars at the end's got a juicy bit of little bit of evilness. But yeah, that's market manipulation, and be careful of it, because if you do it yourself, I'm pretty sure Steam will ban you, sites will ban you, and just don't. I did it for an experiment once and I felt guilty doing it, but let's move on now to underage gambling. Sensitive topic. Yeah. Listen, there is a lot of underage gambling in Rust. So much. And it was one of the reasons that I decided that, and the industry was one of the reasons why I decided I needed to stop. Because, you know, I don't know, it's just, I sleep better now and I'm happier and I ain't got bags under my eyes that, you know, I'm not promoting underage gambling to children. Like, it's just, I can't control. We spoke about this before on my channel, and we spoke about it many of times. I can't control you. The only two people that have a choice in stopping underage gambling is the parents and a website. If the parents don't know what's going on, whatever. I'm not going to comment on their parenting skills because I'm not a dad or I don't have a kid. So, but the sites should be doing more. KYC maybe in Rust gambling, yeah, fucking right. They took me there. They could never do that. But it's sad to know that when I spoke to people who admitted they were underage to me, they're like, "Oh, please don't." Their biggest concern is not getting banned off the sites. It's just shocking how many people I've found that are underage gambling. And if you are, listen, it's a gateway, mate. Like, you gamble digital skins, then you start gambling CSGO skins, then you start crypto, then real casino. You start borrowing money, selling items. It's a downhill scope. It really is. It's a slippery scope. But the scariest thing is how many sites I like. All right, I'm not gonna just call. You know what? I'm gonna call out two sites: Rust Clash and Rust Reaper, because these are two I know of for sure. Rust Clash had as we spoke about in the interview, Rust Clash had a guy called Beads on there who openly admitted being 16 while gambling a shit ton of money. I think he had 100k on site, blah, blah, blah. Like, at that point of money, like, especially at that point in money, you should be KYCing. 100%. Beads should have been KYC. When he started doing $1,000 bets, you should be KYC'd. He should be KYC'd anyway, but especially when he's got 100k balance and he's wagering like so much money, he should be KYC'd. And then we'll talk about Smiths over and Rust Reaper. Rust Reaper had the biggest ever win in Rust gambling history, from 3 coins to 57 grand. I did a video on it, and I later found out he was 16. Yeah. They asked him to KYC, which is smart, but he was able to win 57 grand without being KYC'd. And then when he went to go withdraw, they KYC'd him. But that's because they're a big gambling casino and they're owned by Gamdon, so they're not that stupid. But the guy was able to win 56 grand. They paid him out in crypto 17 grand just to get rid of it. There is a few times where I've got examples, like an example right here, where someone admitted being underage on Rust Chance, and the owners didn't ban them. Don't know why. I then brought it up to Rust Chance's owner, Xanax, and asked him. He did not like it. He hates me now because I put him on the spot, and you better believe I recorded it. So I put him on the spot and I start like breaking it down, like, yo, why is this guy who's said in a support ticket he's underage? You know what I mean? And there's another thing that's annoying. So hardly any of these sites have a way to ban underage children. A lot of sites say they don't have a ban feature. Fucking get one then, you stupid pricks. There's people out there who've got gambling addictions from gambling on your site, who are probably underage, and people who are underage who don't want to gamble anymore. And you can't give them, help by banning them from the site. Fucking infuriates me. It infuriates me. And then we've got stuff like these screenshots here where apparently these guys moderated for gambling sites when they were underage. Shit, I got in trouble for having YouTube staff who were underage, and all they did was moderate a chat. These are moderators on a gambling site. Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm glad I'm not fucking in the industry anymore. It's so fucked. It's so fucked. Let me know in your comments what you think about underage gambling. If any topic in this video is going to get people heated and get the discussion going, let's see. Like, is it up to the sites? Is it up to the person? And like, what you think? Because personally, I've had to deal with a lot of underage gamblers in support tickets in my Discord because we help people with gambling addiction, and a lot of them are underage. And first thing I say, all right, I will give you some advice. If you're underage gambling or you got gambling addiction, tell your parents. It might be scary, you might be scared. If you want help, ask them. Say, listen, I've been gambling, I shouldn't, and ask for help. We're only human. I've asked for help. It's something that I got heated about on Twitter. Something that really pushed me over the edge. These two fucking cretins, disgusting animals, who actually own Rust gambling sites, decided they wanted to make a Roblox gambling site. Just to make you aware, yeah, this right here is the average age of a Roblox user. Yeah, Roblox is in the kids game that your niece and nephew or your little brother or your little sister plays. A gambling site for it. And they've said, oh, we're not targeting children. Oh, you fucking disgusting animals. You actually disgust me. And then he said they were going to have KYC. They never added KYC. Then I had a look through their Discord, and I found multiple people who openly admitted on their bio to being 13, 15, 16, as well as this streamer here, which I'm 99.99 billion% sure is not 18 either. What the fuck is wrong with you? Roblox is a children's game. Don't be a fucking rat. So the next topic we're going to be covering is website tax and house edge. Right. So we'll start with website tax and then we'll go on to house edge. You guys know little to nothing about this, so maybe it's good that you'll get this information. We did speak about it in the interview, and then now I'm going to break it down for you. So what's website tax? So these websites aren't working for free. It started when Rust Gambling first started. It was only really Rusty Pot, Rust Chance doing coin flips. So these sites will offer you 5% tax of your winnings. So every percent of your winnings on, let's say, Rust Chance or Rusty Pot with the site name will be 5%. If you win, they'll take 5% as a fee to keep for themselves. And if you don't have it, 10%. There is sites that do even higher, like I think Howl's 13, I think Rustick's a bit higher, so on and so on. And you can't change that. As you're aware, there's a lot of new coin-based game modes where you deposit your skins in and get coins on site to play game modes and unbox, etc, etc. Here I've made an example of why I'm not a big fan of it. Here's me depositing to Rust Clash and showing that it takes 10% of my skin value before I even put a bet in. Now, 10% may be a little bit on the high end, but what about 25%? Have a look at this. This is Bandit Camp, and as you can see, someone is buying an item from their shop for $34.85 scraps, or $34, and the skin they receive is 27.76. That's 25%, you robbing cunts. And here's another example, 18% from $5 to $4. Then another one, 1937 to 1567. 25%. And then that isn't accounting for house edge. What's house edge? Okay, let me explain house edge. The casinos and stuff like this and gambling sites need a little bit of a house edge, because if it was just straight 50-50, they could lose. And they could lose. It's 50-50. Let's say we do a coin flip together. In theory, I could win 10 times in a row, 15 times in a row. So to make it so that the sites win more, they have house edge. Every site has house edge, some more than others, some really, really bad. And it's across every site. So let's make an example. Howl. So if you'd want a Howl coin flip and you request a bot, the bot will over-snipe with an extra 2.5% to gain a house edge. There's nothing you can do on that. They will gain that extra 2.5%. I think it could be even higher, I'm not too sure. It's same on Rusty Pot. I believe it's the same on any caller bot to the site. So I had one of the developers that you met in the interview. He made a bot that scoured and calculated house edge on a case site, Rust Clash. And it found that it was around 11%, with high of 16% house edge. What that means is the house has a 16% advantage on that case. Obviously they need a house edge, but let me just remind you something. House edge on most blackjacks and most gambling casinos is 0.5, sometimes 1%, maybe 1.5. These Rust gambling sites have 10% tax withdrawing to their shop, and then another 16% on their game modes. Now we move on to the final section, website wars. And this is a fun one. It's basically where sites just try and fuck each other over and scam each other because they're a bunch of fucking cunts. But before we do that, I want to give it an honourable mention. I was going to put this in scams, but I didn't know if it was scammy or if it were just bullshit. I want to give an honourable mention to the owner of Rustic, a YouTuber by the name of Juicy. Yes, Juicy. 500k subs on YouTube. Very good, very good. Smashing it, mate. Except for the fact that I caught you botting your site. And here's what he had to say about it. Here we have 3 users, and these 3 users all have the same created date. What a weird coincidence. All 3 created their Steam on the same day. But what's this? They're all doing coin flips at the same time on Rustic with shit skins that have probably been used for tax. So when sites obviously tax skins, they usually tax low value and they end up with loads of rubbish skins. So what he decided to do was to give them to his mods on a bot account and let them make coin flips against normal players, to therefore make the site look more popular. Yes. How fucking stupid can you be? He thought it was okay, tried to say that it was all fair and probably fair. It's just deceitful and sneaky and just fucked. Like, you're literally botting your site with bot accounts to make it look more popular. Jesus. Earlier on in the video, I talked about how websites and site owners also use skin market manipulation against each other. Here's how. So recently there was a really big exploit of desert boots, as you can see by this crazy one. Every site got hit, and instead of just taking it like on the chin, when they got hit with the exploit, they passed it onto another site. Using bot accounts or their staff, they then deposit into other sites and other sites and other sites. And this has led to some juicy drama, with Rustic taking a massive brunt of over 3,500 desert boots that was priced at around 4 and worth less than 80 cents. That's a lot of money. That's what, 10 grand, 7 grand? That was a big hit for him. So they got very upset. But here's where things get a bit confusing. Juicy, the owner of Rustic, banned the owner of Gains.gg Verza while playing on the site and had skins on the site for working and being owned by Rustclash when they're not the same. And Hobbs actually hates Verza and said openly before that he hates Verza, the owner of Gains. So I don't know where he's got his information from, but yeah, this is how level it goes to, of the industry just trying to fuck each other over. And you better believe, poor Rustbet, their upgrader gets abused so much. People just dump so much dirt cheap into it and take out the nice skins. The industry are just like constantly fucking each other. Instead of working with each other to grow and make the industry better, they're just like, nah, we'll just fuck each other over, it'd be funny, right? Jesus Christ. And to this date, Verza has been banned off Rustic. All sites have been banning each other as employees, like, and each other's bots and the staff constantly. But Verza got banned off Rustic for being owned by Hobbs. It's just so confusing. With skins on the site, they have refused to give him his skins back because they think he's owned by Hobbs, which is a different site. Jesus Christ, they're all dumbasses. They're all dumbasses. They kept his skins, which is theft. So Rustic, not only do you bot your site, you've spent so much on advertisement and your site's still dead, but you're also thieves. 10 out of 10. I rate you on the same level as Bandit Camp doing 25% tax. To finish up the video, I've got to do a quick disclaimer. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Everything spoken is the best of my ability, the truth or substantial truth, based on facts and evidence provided throughout the video. Any claims to defamation of character will be null based on Article 10 of UK Public General Act, Freedom of Speech. Good luck to me. If you want to see some more amazing videos, check out these two playlists here or these two videos here. Make sure you subscribe. Love you all. See you on the next one.